The volcanic crisis in Ethiopia is further escalating. A lot of interesting stuff in this video, with new videos that are coming directly from Ethiopia, but also with new reports from people that live in Addis Ababa and from rural people, and what's happening to the houses, what's happening with these massive cracks that keep widening. Can the farmers be evacuated? Can they get their animals out? And what's going on with this rift valley in this video. Hey guys, an update from the crisis, the volcanic crisis and earthquake crisis that is happening in Ethiopia, in the Awash Afar region around the Dofen volcano and the Fentale volcano. And the earthquakes keep coming. Reports say it's even intensifying in terms of how many are coming. And we're having magnitude 5 earthquakes every day. We had 2 in one day, 5.5, 5.8 the other day, and then yesterday a 5.0. And since then you see the USGS list there. And note please, these are only the bigger ones that they can measure. There's no seismic instruments in place. So 4.6, 4.5, 4.5, 4.3, 4.2, 4.3, they keep coming and they keep shaking. And that's why I want to tell you what a local resident in the capital of Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa, is saying. And I'm so grateful that we have really people from Ethiopia commenting underneath my videos. So thanks guys for that, because it helps us so much to get valuable information. So Mehon reports, hi Silky, I live in Addis Ababa and I have been watching your videos since September. As I type this, and that was just now, I felt the quakes just now. It's been a daily occurrence. A few of them have woken me up in the middle of the night, and that 5.81 left some items from my shelf to fall down. And guys, you know, many say, well, Addis Ababa is far enough away from that area. No, it's not that far away. It's roughly 80 miles, I think, 120 kilometers, something like this. So the viewer further says, I live in a G+4 apartment building. My landlord told me the building codes require construction to account for a 5 magnitude quake at the epicenter. And out of caution, he also bought an insurance policy this week. This tells you something, right? The insurances seem, well, still they seem to sell insurance policies. That might change, because in my last video that I just released this morning, you have heard that the experts from the University of Addis Ababa, and that they have conducted tests about the buildings in the capital of Addis Ababa. There's many multi-story buildings and stuff like this. They say many, if not all of them, are vulnerable to earthquakes. There are building codes. They are upgraded every 10 years. It's due for another upgrade. But the problem is, yeah, the codes are in place, but are people really building according to codes? So they found that building materials are inferior, not the right ones are used, or just simply the companies that do this construction, they don't do it right in many cases. So buildings are vulnerable. So we have 5.8, that is really large, and they keep coming. So it's possible that we could see a larger one. But let's listen to Mehon, what we can further learn from Mehon. So landlord bought insurance, and the landlord said insurance is very cheap. Well, not for longer maybe. So he also says the state media has been reporting evacuation efforts involving the military. So this tells you how serious this is. And they have started to evacuate over 80,000 people from the areas with the epicenter between like Dofen and the Dofen volcano and the Fentale volcano, where we had these, I call it like explosive phreatic mud eruptions with hot steam and rocks flying out. And we will also hear about that, because that is interesting what has changed there. Most people, so Mehon further says, most people are displaced due to the erupting steams and the water bodies created as a result from these earthquakes and that volcanic activity. A reporter for state broadcaster has been showing steam eruptions closer to Dofen in the Afar region over a stretch of every 200 meters. and smokes coming out of the mountain in various locations. So I'm showing you this in the background while I'm telling you this. So the area where we have these mud pools erupting and these steam vents opening up and these large cracks opening up, that area is expanding, and now smoke's coming out of the mountain. Many said, you see the pictures there, well, was that a landslide? Is these fumaroles? What is happening? Another report says, and that's interesting, in Addis Ababa we feel the quakes every day, but people in Adama, which is much closer to the epicenter, don't feel them at all. Adama lies on the Rift Valley. How come? So the Rift Valley, first of all, thank you so much to my viewer. I hope I pronounce your name right. Yenuberhan. Thank you for posting this. There is this rift valley where two tectonic plates are tearing apart, like in Iceland. That gives way for magma to come to the surface. Well, it is interesting if you look at the map where Adama is located and where you see where the earthquakes are located. It's basically the same distance, I would say. So maybe, and that's what scientists are assuming, the source of these earthquakes is not coming from the rift zone. It's not tectonic. It's volcanic. So that might be a reason why they're not feeling it. But on the other hand, we don't know what the ground underneath is consisting of, how these earthquake waves travel. So it might be easier to travel to Addis Ababa, but I'd be surprised. To my viewer, if you can get more reports, ask more people, ask around. Is it really the case that they're not feeling it there? But it's very, very interesting. Thank you for your post. We will definitely follow up with this and look at this further, because we're not getting that much from the local media. There's not many reports that would give us valuable information. So valuable information is coming from you locals that watch my channel and that post here. So thank you for that. Keep it coming. An interesting comment was also coming from Kit Balu. Kit said, I found your report, the military was helping with evacuations, interesting, as I can't recall we've seen that in other countries' emergencies. Yeah, it's true, right? We haven't seen that in Iceland, but on the other hand, Iceland has a very good structure of civil defense and their emergency crews, so probably they didn't need the military. Here, since this is quite a unique situation, Fentale has been dormant for over 200 years, Dofen has been dormant, and now we've got that volcanic activity. So, and that's why there's not many measuring stations in place or something like this. The infrastructure is lacking to deal with something like this. So I think the military is also important because there's so many people that had to evacuate. You see it here in the video behind me, that do not have transportation. We saw an interview of a local guy, I think a farmer. He said, well, we would like to leave, but we feel displaced. We have sent our animals out of that area where we've seen these mud pools and explosions because the animals are scared, but we don't have trucks, we don't have transporters. We need a way of transportation, and maybe that's where the military can come in with their fleet. In Iceland, people have cars, the farmers have trailers for their animals. This is something that we have to keep in mind. And guys, since we've just talked about that Rift Valley, I want to give you some interesting information. I will talk about this in more depth in coming videos, but this continental rift that is taking place, they're basically tearing the continent into pieces. That is very, very interesting. The continents on Earth in general, they move away from each other and they're forming a rift valley between the two separating tectonic plates. And it's commonly accepted that the rift valley that forms from fracturing the earth that we see here in Ethiopia as well, that is forming geological faults which make a low-lying, down-faulted rift valley. And that's what you see here on the map. That's in between these two red lines. That is this rift valley. And that fracturing and that faulting of the crust of the rocks and everything that's in place there causes the rift to get wider over time. That's how this separation is taking place. And many rift valleys, including this East African rift valleys, have many active volcanoes. We also see this in Iceland. And we really should look, or not stop to look at the Dofen volcano, because this, as I said, you see all the earthquakes that just happened in the last few hours. This seismic crisis continues to increase, and that's why the chances of magma surfacing in a potentially dangerous new eruption in this awash area, they increase from day to day, from hour to hour, from earthquake to earthquake. And this new steam vent that we've seen over the last 2 days in the Dofen mountain area, sending steam out, mud, water, and rocks, it has expanded. And this is a new picture that you see here. This is a lake, right? So a small lake has formed around it. And also, if you look at that picture, that is basically better than giving you just numbers. You see, basically that explains why people are saying it's a constant rumbling. There's not many breaks in between, sometimes stronger, then a little less, then stronger again. So it's constantly rumbling. So that is the chart from January 4th, but it keeps continuing into today. So what we could witness here, I mean, we've been focusing on Fentale, but as I said, we could see the first documented eruption of the Dofen volcano coming in the making, so to speak. Dofen is also a stratovolcano, means it has this mountain-like cone with a crater on top. It's quite high. It's like 1160 meters high, and it rises also roughly 450 meters above this awash area that you see here in the picture, the awash plain with a lot of agricultural areas. So that is basically more towards the northern part of the main Ethiopian rift. Fentale is a little bit more south of Dofen, but somehow I have a feeling we should focus more on Dofen right now. So all this ongoing activity in this area where you see all the yellow and orange dots, these are all the epicenters of the earthquakes. It shows we have stress there, ongoing stress that doesn't stop right now. And it's, of course, these earthquakes release some stress, but we don't know. Is it coming from a tectonic way, from pulling apart, magma on the way? Is it both? But many experts, they put their betting on the magma. And again, I'm showing you the satellite image of the land rise again. So that is basically happening between Dofen and Fentale. So are the chances 50-50 for Fentale to erupt or for Dofen to erupt? Or will we see a massive, massive fissure eruption between the two of them? That is possible. This could be massive, way larger than Iceland or Hawaii, really, really long. Basically, the distance between both volcanoes, that is possible. And that would be very, very bad. And guys, there's these comments still, and I think it's coming from Ethiopian people. That's what I'm realizing now, that are still upset about that story with the Grand Renaissance Dam. Guys, I'm not working for the Egyptian government, and I am not on anyone's sides here. I'm reporting about that dam. So stop posting that you're so sure that I am an Egyptian spy or an Egyptian agent. I know you guys are fighting about that dam, and you know there's rumors coming out of the US that the Egyptians want to throw a bomb on that dam so that the water can flow freely again. This is not what this is all about, guys. Even my dogs are angry right now. So, and I do not intend to become an Egyptian spy, guys. This is so funny because for the ones of you that have been on my channel longer, I've had a similar situation in Iceland when I started to report about the Blue Lagoon. Oh my God, I had these Icelandic people bashing in the comments because they wanted to protect their Blue Lagoon. And but guys, this time compared to the Blue Lagoon, where I really have a strong opinion. I don't have a strong opinion yet about the Grand Renaissance Dam. And sorry, I have to stop my dogs from killing each other. So cut. So guys, seriously, stop that. So what I'm reporting about is that Grand Renaissance Dam. Scientists have said there is a risk that if we see a stronger earthquake in the 6 range, and we just had the 5.8, that is in the 6 range. Of course, it multiplies a lot from 5.8 to 5.9 and to 6. But they said since the dam is so full up to the top, it could be more vulnerable to break. And if that dam breaks and sends down a flash flood of a lot of water, this is the largest dam in Africa, that could affect many countries that are lying down below. So that is what we're interested in here, not who's right building that dam or wrong and who needs the water and whatever. That's a different topic. But since you're so upset about this, it's an interesting topic. I'm becoming interested to look into this, but I'm not taking anyone's sides yet. I don't really know enough about your history that you're having with this, right? So please stop these comments. It's getting ridiculous, really, guys. We're looking at the volcanoes here, and you guys should focus on that as well, because there is a real danger coming from this. And then if that dam breaks, it doesn't matter what the beef is that you have about that dam, because both countries will be affected greatly. So this is what we're worried about here, guys. And of course, I will keep you updated, and there's many videos for you to watch so that you get a broader overview about what's going on if you just came to this channel and if this is your first video that you watch. But there's so much stuff about Iceland and about Italy and about earthquakes, landslides, whatever, guys. Check out my channel, go to my start page. And if you like what I'm doing and if you want to support my channel, and right now the support from this channel goes to the vet bill of my dog Apollo that needs expensive radiation therapy for his throat cancer. Please go to my buymeacoffee.com site and buy us a coffee. It really helps a lot. I mean, I'm a coffee drinker. I just had this here in the RV, but I'm reducing my coffee consumption, and then that goes for Apollo. And I'm so grateful for your help so far. Guys, you have no idea how much that helps. So thanks a lot, guys. I see you very soon with another update. And here on YouTube, the supers that you're sending us, guys, they equally help us much. And if you want to learn more about what's going on with Apollo, with me, and where I am and what I'm doing, guys, become a member of my channel. I would love to see you there. The link is in the description of this video to my coffee site, to the membership level. It's all there. So anywhere, wherever I see you here in the membership on my coffee site, you can register for free there. I keep posting stuff there and sending you emails if there's a larger significant eruption. So following is for free, and it's optional if you want to support with a coffee. So thanks, guys. Now I shut up, and I see you very soon. Bye bye.